At first glance, looking at these two scores, it kind of looks like Renekton kicked my ass and then I got hard carried. But hopefully by the end of this video, you don't agree with that statement. This was actually the only game I played today, and it was kind of interesting in a sense that as soon as we got through the drafting phase, it was clear to me that the enemy team had a compositional issue, and that issue is that Karthus is their sole AP damage. Funnily enough, no one even typed or pinged. Everyone was pretty much on the same page. We all immediately rushed to blue side. That's where Karthus wants to start. He's not starting on red, he's starting on blue. We enter the first brush. We have swept, it is clean. I decided to do a pincer movement because I find it is a bit more effective at creating unique situations. If I go with the team, they see all 5 members, whereas if I'm split, I could potentially create a different play that would not have been an option otherwise. You can see that doing this pincer movement, I spot the enemy. So we know that they're actually in this zone. They haven't invaded our blue. They're here with us, and we need to be alert. I can see on the minimap that Karthus has now popped up and they're starting a team fight. If I show, once again, the issue is they know I'm there, and then our top laner, enemy top laner, sorry, can aggressively push the wave and punish. So what I end up doing is hiding in the brush next to the red bounty plant, just waiting to see what to do. It looks like we're winning and the enemy is quite low, so I don't think they're going to contest the blue, but in case they did, I want to be here so I can flank once again, and then there's no way that they win that trade. But I end up deciding Karthus is just not going to be able to secure his blue, not through the Nidalee and our composition, so I path straight through the towers to the enemy red side. This actually is perfect for us. The tower's lowering our health, allowing us to suicide quicker in case the enemy top is trying to contest me, but I end up getting distracted. I was trying to pay attention to make sure that we secured the blue, and my health dropped too low. If I had procced my corrupting potion slightly sooner, we would have been able to secure the full Raptors camp, but I mean, it is what it is. We still get the red, so we can be happy with that. If we take a moment to realize what just happened, our team has taken Karthus blue, red, most of the Wraith camp, should have been all of it realistically. We're taking the Gromp right now. There's nothing that Karthus can farm. I mean, he's really set back here, unless he wants to try and invade, but is this level 1 Karthus really going to be able to invade? It's likely he even used his summoner spells in that blue exchange. So we've pretty much screwed the Karthus right over. I ended up tactically handing over the red buff to Renekton to give him a false sense of security, and I decided that I can no longer really contest this lane, so I end up proxying and continuing my win condition, which is keeping Karthus out of the game, which means we went back into his jungle and took a couple more camps. The poor Karthus is so starved that he ends up going to the mid lane to try and share experience, which I completely understand as a KO player. You do what you gotta do, right? But unfortunately for him, our whole team is clearly on the same agenda of let's screw over the Karthus and take every single camp he has. You can see the bot lane now working together with us, with the Nidalee and myself, and yeah, it is not fun for him at all. I pretty much forfeited top lane. I'm not even worried about contesting Renekton. He's going to be a problem. That is a fact. But I know exactly how to deal with problems, so I'm not worried at all. I'm happy to sack the top lane. I would say because of the pace of this game, it's now mid-game, and I have to change my focus completely. I need to steer away from this ARAM, free-for-all, pick-on Karthus mentality, and I started focusing on objectives, so we're hammering the Rift out, and you'll see that I take it top, but I notice that Renekton's just far too strong. I'm not going to be able to drop it and make any gold, so I rotate to the mid lane, which Ornn is a much easier target. I can get lane control, drop the Rift, make some money, and keep moving around the map. I go from top to mid to bottom. I'm in all 3 lanes, just moving around the map, not too focused on Renekton in particular. In hindsight, me flashing here was a waste of time, but what's going through my mind is pretty much just I'm trying to waste their time, as much of their time as possible. You can also see that something I didn't bring up is that I have a stopwatch, I have Glacial Augment. I'm clearly running the wrong runes, and this has influenced the way I had to play this game. I can't contest Renekton without Grasp, and that was the mistake I made earlier. I didn't realize my runes were wrong. Sometimes that's just how it goes. You just have to play with the hand you're dealt, and in this case, the hand I am dealt is I am the Sacrificial Lamb, and it's my job to just engage and try my best to distract the fed Renekton so that my team can then use their edge to beat the 4v4. You'll notice I don't slow down. If there's a small weakness, I'll push for it. Even if it's slightly risky, I think it's in our best interest to push and push and push while we have this lead. You don't want it going late game. You don't want Karthus coming back into it. Just push the lead while you can and assume that everyone else's gold is more than enough to win the team fight. Sometimes that'll get you in trouble, but fortunately this time it didn't. And either way, I'd rather risk the game on a play that I decided to make than just letting the game stall out and then the win condition slipping away out of my hands. Once again, rinse repeat, the rift is up, we take it, we go get some gold from it. This tactic is pretty much how I kept in the game. Because we gave up so much gold during the laning phase, we have to make it up somewhere, and we did that through local tower gold plus Rift Heralds. The game starts to get a little bit dicey now that they won the dragon fight. We have opened up the base, but it does show signs for the enemy that they're coming back, they're starting to scale. What I wanted to do was immediately rush the Baron now that the inhibitor's open, but unfortunately the team got caught in a fight, and ultimately I think the enemy team played the fight a bit better than us. They did front to back. They had the completely fed Renekton in the front, with the Raka sitting behind, plus the Karthus. We really couldn't get to them, and ultimately Aatrox showed up a bit late, so it did go in their favor. As it played out, it's pretty obvious what the problems are. Renekton is absolutely massive, but I don't think he's the #1 factor of why they won that team fight. But fighting him during his peak strength isn't exactly ideal either. Most of the team seems to be pinging Renekton as the main problem, but personally I think the reason Renekton survived so long is definitely the Raka. So Raka's in the background, healing him, and no one's on her. That is pretty much why he survived, and I noted that going forward. It's completely clear to me what I need to do. I need to babysit the Renekton. I need to follow him and at all costs stop his teleport. I want to match him in the bot lane, force him to come down here. That way my 4v4 will be stronger than their 4v4. They can get the Baron, and you'll notice that I'm literally just playing with Renekton. He knows he can kill me so easily. I'm so behind, so he's going for me, but I'm just teasing him, and you see me sitting back, waiting for him to try and attempt the teleport. Ultimately, it gets us the Baron for free, and even throughout the rest of the game, you'll start to notice me just playing with Renekton, wasting his time, any chance I get, because I know I'm worth nothing, and he is their win condition. He needs to be in that team fight, whereas I do not need to be in the team fight. We make a push for the base with the Baron, but they are actually very strong at this point. They've had an open inhibitor most of the game, and yeah, Karthus has scaled into the game. This is why we needed to push as hard as we could, as fast as we could. In a situation like this where they're fighting front to back, I think they're going to have the edge, especially with a strong front line, heavy damage coming from the Karthus, and then also the Raka healing them. So it's best we abort and then reevaluate and find a easier team fight. We have the time to do it. All the minions are going to be in their base. They can't really come back if we play it strategically smart. And I think that's what we did. We rotate back, get the dragon, and I just mess around with the Renekton. There's really no need for me to do this other than sending a message to him about who's going to end up getting elo this game. A funny way to think of it is like Renekton is this super fed carry, yet he's still being played like a puppet, you could say. I'm the one telling him what lane to go to. I'm the one stopping him from going where he wants to go. I'm super behind, but I'm still fully in control of what he is doing. And that's what I want you to take away from this. The final teamfight breaks out. It goes the classic way of Renekton overcommitting for me. I will say that I got nothing out though, so kudos to them. But the problem they face is that Soraka got split from the Renekton, as I was mentioning before, and because they're split, Renekton dies super easily, comparatively to before, where he couldn't die. And without the damage source, they have no hope. Aatrox is in the back line. It is GG, free ELO, and of course, the best way to finish a game is to all chat top diff, just to make the statement. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Drop a comment, like the video, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
Y'all ain't on this level, bitches tell Torella.